the video and a big smile on my face because we're not going nowhere. They're not gonna make me sad. They're not gonna hurt me out here in Waterbury. We are outside of the state of Connecticut Superior Court in Waterbury, Connecticut. We're here today. I'm out here with a friend of mine, Northeast Auditor over there. He's the auditor in the video I just posted, where he was unlawfully arrested. His property was seized outside of the Waterbury PD. If you haven't watched that video, go to his channel, check that out. It's my last video, and but the full video is on his channel, so go check that out. Go subscribe to him over there, Northeast Auditor. Go check out the video. I got him here with me. We're going to be talking about what's going on here in Waterbury, what happened, because that video, it only shows, you know, part of the story. This man has been out fighting his case, didn't accept any pleas.
Make sure you guys throw your support.
Oh, my bad, Impact Auditor. I forgot to give you a ring. But yeah, go subscribe, Impact Auditor. But yeah, we're out here. That video, I know that video I rated and made your blood boil, just like it made mine boil, of Northeast Auditor's arrest outside of the police station. I can't wait to show you mine, but again, my video is in evidence right now, so unfortunately I can't show that to you, as much as I would like to, but the truth will come out eventually. So yeah, we're basically out here. We're going to tell our story. He's going to tell his story about what happened after the video. A lot of you wondered if he was what happened, you know, because this happened 2.5 years ago, I believe. 2.5 years ago, right? 2.5 years ago. 2.5 years ago, it was when his arrest. And to my knowledge, the charges were just dropped recently. That's insane to me. But like I said, I'm going to say my story really quick, and then I'm going to pass it to him to tell his story. So I was filming peacefully at the post office, for those of you who don't know, out here in Waterbury. And, you know, the postal employees there became really irate and told me to turn off my camera. They wouldn't listen to me, that you know, I had a First Amendment right to film in there, Poster 7, all that. And they called the local City of Waterbury police, and that was where everything started to go downhill. And the Waterbury police arrested me for trespassing, criminal trespass, took my business phone, took my GoPro, my camera, and you know, we're here. That happened on May 19th, and we're not letting up. And if you've seen my videos protesting the mayor here, I filed internal affairs complaint. I filed complaints with the FBI in New Haven and the postal inspector, the law enforcement division of the post office. So basically, we're going to hold them accountable here. And what happened to this man is an atrocity that should never happen, and we can't let that happen. And like I said, the biggest problem, you think that it would be a crazy atrocity what happened with the Waterbury PD, but wait till you hear this man's story. So I'm gonna put him on camera right now, and he's gonna tell his story about what happened here at the Superior Court and how the prosecutors handled this case. So this is the Northeast Auditor here. I'll take your camera if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him my camera as well.
Okay.
All right. So what ended up happening was I did an audit at the PD. It's right up the road. I was there for about, I'd say, 10 minutes. Was just filming all around, you know, just getting general sights and you know, areas.
On a public sidewalk.
On a public sidewalk. Never stepped foot in any building. Never stepped foot in any garage, anything of that nature. Two sergeants approached me, asked me what I was doing. I let them know I was, you know, conducting, you know, a journalistic review. I was just basically getting some content for a story. They asked me what the story was about. I you know, informed them I wasn't going to let them know what it was. From there, they started to get very hostile. They, you know, were very argumentative to start, no matter what. I explained to them it was a First Amendment protected activity. They told me at that point I was being detained after I questioned, you know, their authority of the stop. I asked them what crime I was being suspected of. They said reasonable suspicion. That's all they kept saying, reasonable suspicion. They were making up hypothetical ideas of I might get a bomb and blow it up, obviously all this nonsense. So at that point, I said, I'm not going to give you my ID, and that's it. They told me to put my hands behind my back, and I was cuffed, and I was taken to the holding cell. So the crazier part about all this is that I was there for almost 3.5 hours until a bonds commissioner came in and lowered it to a promise to appear. They gave me a $10,000 bond. Now I've never had an arrest a day of my life prior. I never have any prior record at all. And yet the sergeant on duty thought it was so egregious of my crime to not give them my ID that they gave me a $10,000 bond. Yep. So from that point, I retained attorney Joseph Sastry in Bristol, and he helped me throughout the whole process. We had our first court case and first court date. I'm sorry, and he informed me right off the bat that this is going to be a quick. We're going to get this thrown out rather quickly.
You would think. You would think.
2.5 years later, we were still fighting this, and I just got the charges dropped last Friday. Basically, in that time frame, we dealt with a completely crooked prosecutor in Kathy Austin. She made sure she dragged the issue out as long as possible. She fought us on every argument we made. We filed for a motion to dismiss back in 2019 that we were pretty certain we were going to be granted. I mean, there was nothing here. Obviously, they had no RAS. They couldn't even come up with an idea of a crime. The only idea they kept going back to was that they were concerned over. That's what they used in their report. They cited a possible ambush scenario because it happened in Texas years prior. And go to find out, after me and my attorney did some research, there was no incident involving a PD. It ended up being a local gas station that the gentleman went to, and he got ambushed by someone whose wife he was having an affair with. Is what ended up happening. So it had nothing to do with an actual PD or anything of that nature. They literally made up the story. Like I said, last Friday they were finally dismissed. She fought us on the motion to dismiss back in 2019. We had, at that time, Judge Schwartz. He ruled against us on the motion to dismiss. And the biggest...
Ruled against the Constitution.
He ruled against the Constitution. And here's the biggest egg on his face afterwards. Finally, a week and a half ago, Attorney Davenport was handed the file 1 week prior to us turning around and setting a trial date. He took one look at the file, and 3 days later he notified my attorneys that he was dropping the charge, and that was it. We were moving on. And the presiding judge over him, putting out the null plea was Judge Schwartz. So I found that quite ironic that the judge who ruled against me in the motion to dismiss 2 years prior
ruled in favor
of the prosecutor now had to look at another prosecutor, tell him, I don't know what you saw basically, but there's nothing here.
Yeah.
So that's the gist of it. And like I informed Long Island Auditor that if he does have Kathy, we need to rally behind him, get some phone calls in, send in your emails, because she is corrupt from go. She tried making it seem like she was an employee of the PD. Every time we would have discussions with her, she would make it sound like she was a sergeant there, essentially. Like she had an axe to grind with us from go. And that can't be. We can't have prosecutors in the courthouse now doing the same corruption that the officers on the street are doing. There has to be someone along the line that's catching this before it gets that far. But like I said, I was 2.5 years in, and I was ready for trial. I rejected every plea deal they offered me.
Didn't take a plea.
Refused.
No there you go. What. They offered you a plea that it would erase from your record,
yep.
right?
So the very first plea they offered me was to drop it down to disturbing the peace, and it was going to be a 6-month conditional discharge. I vehemently denied it. They turned around and insisted to me that it's on record. You're going to deny it. That's it. We're not going to offer it again. A year later, they offered me another plea, and then right before we told them no, we're going to go to trial again, they offered me the last plea, which was it ended up being creating a noise disturbance. I think it was a ticketable offense, and they were going to no condition discharge. It was going to be dropped, and we still told them no, we're going to trial. So that's where we're at.
Just hear that. Just if you guys are really hearing his story, go watch the video on his channel. It's on my channel, but the full video is on his channel. Go watch that full video, Northeast Auditor, and a noise disturbance and all these. How can somebody look at that video and know the facts of the case and still want to prosecute the case? This is why when he told me this story, I got in contact with him as soon as I saw this, as soon as I saw his video, and it's scary. It's definitely scary.
It's scary, but you know what? I'm glad that you're here, and I'm not glad it happened to you, but I'm glad that we're bringing more light to it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we need this. We need more eyes on it. We need more people to recognize that this corruption is going on, and it's a thing.
Yeah. And it starts with Catherine Austin.
Catherine Austin.
Catherine Austin. If you have a problem with the way she treated Northeast Auditor here, if you want to make sure that she doesn't treat me the same exact way, that 2.5 years for what he did. What he did was exercising his constitutional rights. 2.5 years in the system. I'm sure thousands of dollars in lawyer fees and attorney fees. You know, missed off work. Missed off work. When did you get your? When did they took his phone? They took his camera equipment, and he didn't get it back till.
They confiscated my cell phone, my camera, my tripod, and I didn't get it back for 6 months, I believe. And they still have my SD card, which I have videos of my children on there that I was looking forward to seeing. You know, things of that nature.
Why didn't they give you the SD card yet?
I have to get it back this week.
Okay.
But my point is, they refused to even give it back after they pulled what they needed off of it.
Okay.
And I'd like to also say that if you're going to call up and you know, give Kathy a holler and let her know that, you know, we want this dropped for Long Island Auditor, definitely give State's Attorney Davenport a call and commend him for looking at this and throwing it out.
Exactly, because we don't want to only complain.
No.
We want to acknowledge.
He looked at the file for 3 days, and he could have gave it a layup when we went into the courtroom and said, you know, the pandemic, we don't have time to prosecute this. He flat out said, after reviewing all the footage and after, you know, going through all the files, we're gonna you know, get rid of this. So I commend him as much as I.
That's the Davenport.
Davenport, yep.
Davenport.
Yep.
That's the prosecutor over here in the Waterbury State's Attorney's Office. Davenport.
He did the right thing.
He did the right thing.
Only person to do the right thing.
Only person.
2.5 years.
Only person to do the right thing. You know, I hope I get him, because if I get him, I'm sure he'll do the right thing again. You know, we can't allow our public officials out here and public employees to. Okay, great. We can't allow our public officials and public employees to violate our rights. And then I could understand, you know, an ignorant police officer. I mean, in his case, he had two sergeants who unlawfully arrested him and seized his property. 2 sergeants. 2 supervisors who are supposed to know the law, who are supposed to uphold the law, and they arrested him. But I could understand that. There's corrupt cops everywhere you turn in this country, you know. But what really boggles my mind is that when he went to court, they hemmed him up for 2.5 years. 2.5 years in the court system. Over. Go watch his video, Northeast Auditor. Go watch it. It's my last video in my playlist. I just uploaded it to bring more awareness to it. Go watch it, and you tell me, should that have been in 2.5 years in the court system? It boggles my mind. I feel so bad for this man, but guess what? He wins in the end of it. He's gonna win. He's gonna win. Believe that. We're both gonna win. We're gonna win in the end. We're gonna hold him accountable. And like I said, the person you need to contact, she's a supervisor here at the State's Attorney's Office in Waterbury, Connecticut. I've tried calling local news media. Shout out to Republican American, the newspaper out here.
Right there. The building's right there.
Right across. Let me show you guys the building. This is the Republican American. It's a newspaper out here. They published his story, and they covered his story
fairly and accurately.
And they covered it fairly and accurately. I've reached out to them. They immediately had a full conversation with me, and they're going to look into it. And that's all I can ask. I've reached out to Channel 3. This is a big story. These are law enforcement officers who are going outside of the law and arresting people and violating their civil rights. How is that not a story? If they would have killed me, they would have covered it, right? If they would have beat the living hell out of me, they would have covered it. But because, oh, he just went to jail, no big deal. I don't want to go to jail. You violated my rights. You kidnapped me. You put me in the back of a police car, put me in handcuffs, and kidnapped me. I'm putting all their information, all their contact information is going to be in this chat right now. There it is, Catherine Austin, supervisor, State's Attorney's Office. She's going to know who I am. She's going to know. Before that case hits her desk, she's going to know who I am. Violated my rights at the post office. Violated my First Amendment and Fourth Amendment right by seizure of property. They did the same to him. They did the same to Northeast Auditor. They have a history. This proves a pattern.
Systemic.
Yeah, it's systemic here in Waterbury. The mayor, go watch that video, laughed in my face. I'm begging him for help.
The police chief, when questioned by the Republican
Chief Police,
American,
let's get his name. Chief of Police Spagnola.
Spagnola was on record by Republican Americans saying, if my officers did anything egregious, you would think that the charges would have been dismissed already. Well, guess what, bud? They're dismissed now.
Egregious. Egregious. The charges dismissed. Chief Spagnola, come on, man. What are you doing out there? You're violating people's rights and you're standing behind your officers. This is why the thin blue line is a load of BS. Thin blue line? They're making their own flags. Wake up, people. Wake up. Why do you need your own flag for? You guys took an oath to the Constitution, not to each other.
Thin blue line of oppression.
Thin blue line of oppression. They stand behind each other's backs and they got each other's backs, but that's not their job. Their job is to have the people's back. Their job is to have our back. Protect and serve. And the craziest part that I figured out as I was driving, I've been staying in Waterbury. I've been paying for hotels every single night since May 19th, staying out here because I'm not leaving. I'm not going back to Long Island until they do the right thing. I'm gonna hold them accountable. If you wanna help out, Impact Auditor is gonna be putting links in the description. Appreciate every single one of you. A lot of you have already donated, and I appreciate every single one of you. It means a lot to me, and it helps me keep going. I don't need motivation. I just need, I appreciate support because the motivation is here. Whether there's 132 of you watching right now, and whether 2 of you were in here watching, yesterday, the other day, 450, it doesn't matter. The point is the same, that a lot of people are gonna see this video, and I cannot wait to show you my arrest video. I cannot wait. They didn't have body cameras, unfortunately, but you think after all this, I don't know about him, Northeast Auditor, but I'm gonna make it a stipulation for me. You guys better get body cameras. You guys better get body cameras. I'm not accepting anything unless you guys get body cameras, because if we caught this, right? We caught it on camera. Imagine what they've done to people who don't have a voice, who are too scared to fight back. Imagine the atrocities they've committed in this city. Imagine. And it's sad. It's sad. They have a gang. They have that flag is nothing more than like a bandana and a gang. That's all it is. That's all it is. But if you walk around with a gang flag in your pocket, they're gonna stop you, question you, and oh, what are you doing? They got it everywhere. You walk into the police station, you see it hanging up in some of the police stations. What? You see it on their patches. What? Wake up, people. They're taking oaths to themselves. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about Northeast Auditor. They don't care about you guys. I'm sure there's a lot of police officers who do, but like I said, we got to expose the bad ones. And good police out there, you should be working to expose the bad ones. You should be going, forget all that blue line stuff. Forget that. You guys should be, hey, I was speaking to a Captain Gilmore. I'm going to post that video soon. He told me, listen, I take my oath to the Constitution very seriously. I said, if that's so, sir, if that's so, you're a captain here, you're an administrative captain here. You need to get on the phone with your chief of police and say, hey, this man just told me a crazy story. If true, we need to reverse course on this. We need to reverse course. And if the mayor doesn't want to listen, and if the chief of police doesn't want to listen, go to the mayor. Talk to the prosecutors. It's completely insane what's going out here. Unlawfully arrested. When I heard this man's story, right over there, Northeast Auditor, go check out his channel. He's going to be posting more content soon. Hopefully we'll work together and post some content together. Captain Gilmore's information is in the chat. Thank you, Impact Auditor. Go check out Impact Auditor. We're going to be doing some content later today, probably. Because they're not going to stop us from exercising our First Amendment right. But like I said, any American, any person in the world, please hear my plea. Hear this plea. It took 2.5 years for this man to get justice. 2.5 years for charges, bogus charges, to get dismissed. Why? Because Catherine Austin, supervisor of the state's attorney here in Waterbury, Connecticut, right behind me. We are right in front of her offices. I'm sure she's right inside, right there. She dragged this out for 2.5 years on this man. We can't allow the same to happen to me. I'm gonna do everything I can. If you guys really have the urge to stand up for what is right, to be on the right side of this issue, to be on the right side of the law. She should her own conscience and her own oath should compel her to do the right thing here. This case should be dismissed immediately. Immediately. My property should be returned to me immediately. I have important files on my cell phone that I use for work. I'm losing out on money every single day that they have my phone. He didn't get his phone till 6 months later. Imagine that. Imagine that. They arrested him for interfering, I believe was the charge. Interfering. They were interfering with him. They were interfering with his rights. And we're gonna hold them accountable. He didn't know that he could charge them on the with the federal statute of violating constitutional rights with the color of law. But guess what? He's going to the FBI. He's gonna hold them accountable. We're going after them personally. They have no more, you guys always say end qualified immunity. It's qualified because you have to qualify for it. That means what they did to him and what they did to me, they lose that. They don't qualify for immunity. Yeah, hit that like button. So you guys need to share this video, share this live. I'm gonna be live I'll probably be live another 10 minutes or so because I got some motions to file in the courthouse here, and there are a bunch of tyrants inside, and they threatened to arrest us if we're recording in the lobbies. So, you know, can't record in there. But I got some motions that I have here. I already filed the motion to immediate return of my property, seized property, but they're not going to hear that till June 16th. And now I'm filing a motion of appearance because I'm going to be handling this myself. I have not gotten a lawyer yet. I don't feel that I have a need for a lawyer at this time because I'm innocent. These charges are not true. You cannot be trespassed from public without breaking the law. You cannot turn a constitutionally protected activity into a crime. For all the bootlickers out there, listen, it could be your family member next, right? You don't know me, but it could be your family member next. It could be anybody, it could be you. We need to all band together and make sure that this injustice is not gonna stand. I don't want to have to wait 2.5 years to get my charges dropped. Are you kidding me? I'm not even from Connecticut, the constitutional state, right? You guys are the constitutional state out here.
Yep.
How ironic. How ironic is that? You guys are the constitutional state out here. I heard somebody call it the other day corrupticate, because there's a lot of corruption out here, I guess. I don't know. It's my first time being in Connecticut. What a warm welcome. What a warm welcome. My first time in Connecticut. I was kidnapped, arrested. Crazy. My property's taken from me. Why don't I have it? This happened May 19th. I thought I was going to get it back the next day. Apparently 6 months is what you have to wait to get your property back here from an unlawful arrest. Not this time. This proves a systematic problem here in Waterbury. From the mayor to the state's attorney's office right in front of me, to the police department, all of it, all branches of government here, law enforcement, the prosecutors, the mayor's office, all of them are corrupt. Because how could you let something like this stand? How can you not act right away and do the right thing? Catherine Austin, I'm talking to you directly. What you did to this man next to me, complete atrocity. And I'm glad finally you dropped the charges, or you transferred yourself from the case so you didn't have to drop the charges because you didn't want to look stupid. I'm not scared of you. You are here, you work for me. Where's the victim in this case? Where was the victim in his case? Where's the victim? We were the victim. But we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. Like I said, if you don't like what happened to Northeast Auditor, which, listen, I've been watching audits for a long time now, before I decided to get into audits. What I seen in that video, go watch it. It's on my channel, it's on his channel, the full video, Northeast Auditor. What I seen in his video made my blood boil. What you will see in my arrest video will make your blood boil. But But to add insult to injury, that you think that the prosecutor's office here, like I said, I'm putting all their information, Catherine Austin, and her boss is Maureen Platt. That's her boss. That's the big state attorney here in Waterbury. If you feel the need to contact them, I'm going to make it easy for you. I'm putting it in the chat and I'm putting it in the description. Contact them. Northeast Auditor, when he went through this, I didn't know anything about him. I wasn't even auditing at the time. You know, a lot of you guys, he didn't have the video on a device from lawyers. You know, he just stood quiet and he tried to let the system play out and be just. And it wasn't. Didn't work out for him. Didn't work out for him.
Nope.
I'm sure going into it, you thought that the system was going to be just, right?
I thought it was going to be in and out.
You thought you were going to get dismissed on your first court case, and you know you were moving on.
Judge would look at it.
The judge, yeah, because listen, at the end of the day, guys, the state's attorney's fighting this, right? And she could be whatever she is. What she is a tyrant and corrupt for what she did to this man. But that's all well and good. Who's the judge in the case?
The one that ruled against us in the motion to dismiss was Schwartz.
Schwartz. Judge Schwartz here in the Superior Court, he allowed this. He could have said, he could have overruled Catherine Austin, and dismissed the charges just because there's no merit to them.
In May of 19, that's when we filed for our motion to dismiss.
May of 2019. We are now in almost June of 2021, and that's when this man's charges were dropped. Can you believe that? Everybody, when I posted your video, everybody was asking me, what's the resolution to this? What's going on? You know, and this is the resolution is 2.5 years later, they finally decided to drop the charges. 2.5 years later. But it's not over. I'm sure he's going to hold them accountable in any way he can. So like I said, all of you judges are corrupt up and down. You know, that's sad to think that. That's sad to think that. I would like to think that there are some judges that take you know, in their job seriously, because, you know, they have an important job. They have a lot of power, and, you know, that power derives from the Constitution, and that's all we were doing was exercising our constitutional right to film in public. And like I said, if you guys have a problem with the way they treated this man, because I do, I'll be filing. I'm personally, I don't know if the time frame ran out, statute of limitations on an internal investigation. I don't even know if those sergeants still work there or not. But I'm gonna be saying something about it. You better believe it. I'm gonna be filing a complaint on his behalf just from seeing the video. Completely insane. But what we can't allow, this is why we are out front of the state's Superior Court, because inside this building right here, inside this building in Waterbury, Connecticut, is Catherine Austin, supervisor of the state's attorney's office here in Waterbury, Connecticut. The woman that tried to destroy this man's life, that wouldn't do the right thing. Catherine Austin wouldn't do the right thing. Let's hope she does the right thing in this case. Let's hope. And you know, if you have a feeling, because me personally, I don't think she's gonna do the right thing. I don't think she's going to. I think she's gonna do the same exact things, file the same BS motions against me to keep this, you know, try and make me tired, especially because I'm from out of state, and she's probably gonna want to think that I want to make this go away as quick as possible, take a little plea deal. Not gonna happen, Catherine. Not gonna happen ever. Here's my answer. No plea deal will be taken, Catherine Austin. Nothing. Don't even offer it to me. I don't want to hear it. I don't even want to hear it. No thanks. Unless you're telling me that you are filing for a motion of dismiss to dismiss these charges, there's nothing for us to talk about. I'm my lawyer in this case. I am. You talk to me. And unless you're telling me you're dismissing the charges, trial we go. Trial we go, because I will win in that. I will win. Justice will be had one way or another. But if she wants to save face and do the right thing by the American people, and by all of you watching, 140 of you watching right now, she'll dismiss the charges immediately. Return my property to me immediately. Immediately. I'm putting the information right there in the chat. If you guys feel the need to redress your government, this is your government doing to a fellow citizen. If you feel that this is an injustice, do something about it. If you feel you have the need to do it. It all comes down to what's in your heart. What do you feel? Thank you. I appreciate you guys subbing to Northeast Auditor. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. He's a really, you know, I talked to him last night and I just met up with him for the first time today. He's a great guy. He was trying to do the right thing by his country, stand up for the Constitution and stand up for every single one of you. And on one of his second video, before he could even grow, they arrested him and silenced him. They won't silence me. They won't silence me because I have all of you behind my back. Just emailed her to dismiss the charges. Thank you. If you feel you have to do that, do that. Do that. Sue them after the case is dropped. Oh, of course. I already served them. Go watch another video. Go watch all my videos. Because I already served them with a notice of intent. I served them with the notice of intent to sue. This is not going away. This is not going away. They're probably going to try and drag this out, but this is why, you know, this injustice cannot stand, guys. This injustice cannot stand. They got away with it with him, Northeast Auditor. They cannot get away with it with me. Because then they're going to keep doing it. 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 And they're not going to stop because they think they own this. They think that this is their little kingdom out here, Waterbury. The police works with the state's attorney, the mayor. Everybody's in cahoots here. So like I said, I'm never backing down. I'm never backing down. I will always hold our public employees, public officials, law enforcement. I will hold them accountable for everything that they did. My personal message to Catherine Austin is, do your job. Do your job. Drop the charges that are against me, for the charge, not charges, the charge against me of trespass. Drop it. Because it's unfair. It's unjust and illegal. You are a state's attorney. You should know that this is an illegal charge against me. Trespass from public property that my tax dollars go to fund. I was basically trespassed from my own property. Your property. Your tax dollars goes to that post office. Federal property. The postmasters. I've been filming in post offices for a little bit now, and not once have I been trespassed from a post office. The postmasters, for the most part, are very knowledgeable. You know, some of them don't know the law, and they get educated by me, but they get that free Long Island audit education, and we move on. But in this case, they didn't even contact the postmaster. They didn't even contact the postmaster. I asked for a supervisor from the officer. He didn't even wait for the office for the supervisor to get there. Immediately put me in cuffs. I cannot wait to show you guys the video. I cannot wait to show you guys the video. They are corrupt here. I've been having to come out of my pocket. I had to buy a new phone. I had to come out of my pocket and pay for hotels here every single day, so that way I can stay out here and keep the pressure on them. Like I said, if you don't like the way that they treated Northeast Auditor 2.5 years ago, finally, thank God, his charges were dropped. While his charges were dropped, it's funny. While your charges were being dropped, I was being arrested.
Yep, exactly.
The same day this man's charges were being dropped, I was being arrested unlawfully.
When all of your viewers were writing on the Facebook wall for Waterbury, I thought it was because Republican American aired my my dismissal.
Okay.
So I found that amazing.
Yeah. You see the way they support.
They do.
And this, you know, you guys are amazing, because you guys, without you guys, you know, I could be waiting 2.5 years myself, but guess what? I got you guys. He's got me now. He's got you guys. We're in this together.
Yep.
We're gonna be in this together. I'm gonna stay in contact with him, and we're gonna work on this together, because we're gonna have change. We're gonna affect change here in Waterbury, one way or the other. They're gonna have to pay for it, implement it, or all of the above, but it's gonna happen here. Shame on you, Catherine Austin, for what you did to this man behind me. Shame on you. How could you do that to him? I'm sure there was times you wanted to give up, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm sure there's times I'm sure. Stressful. Just me here, just me being here for the last week. I'm stressed out. I got other things to do. But guess what? Now there's two sexy patriots on live stream. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, look, Impact Auditor, he's a monitor. He's putting up all the information you need, so that way you don't even got to Google it. It's simple. Google Catherine Austin, State's Attorney, Waterbury, Connecticut. You know, Maureen Pratt, I believe her name is. I'm not mistaken. How can you donate money? You can. He's putting my my email for PayPal in the chat, and it's also in my in any description of my video. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, GoFundMe, all that. And you know, the amount of support I've received from you guys has been insane, and I appreciate every single one of you. Carissa Hollenbeck, I love you too. I love you too. I see you over there. Yeah, so guys, you know, it's just I don't have the words. When I found out when I found out about this man's case, it irated me. And it made my blood boil. And it's not because of, you know, you want to blame the police, you want to blame everybody, you know, you want to blame the police, the officers, supervisors there. Yes, it's their fault. It is their fault this man was arrested. Obviously, they unlawfully arrested him and seized his property. But Catherine Austin could have righted that wrong immediately. And Catherine, I hope you right the wrong that was done to me on May 19th, where I was unlawfully arrested by the police department in Waterbury. I hope this is her second chance. This is what it is. This is your second chance, Catherine, to do the right thing. Catherine Austin, she's a supervisor here. She's a supervising state attorney here in Waterbury, Connecticut. Impact auditors putting her information, her email, and her phone number. You know, have him tell his story again. His story is, you know, if you want to give a quick quick thing again for everybody that wasn't there before.
So for everyone who didn't already hear this, long and short of it, I was doing an audit at Waterbury PD. Got approached by 2 sergeants. They asked me to ID. I explained to them I'm not going to ID. I didn't do anything wrong. I asked them what their RAS was. They said it's suspicious. That's what they just kept saying. It's suspicious activity. I told them to pound sand. They arrested me. I was in the holding cell for about 3.5 hours. They gave me a $10,000 bond with 0 priors on my record, which obviously was absolutely egregious. Bond commissioner came in, lowered it to a promise to appear. I thought it was going to be a quick in and out. Even my attorney, when I retained him, said, you know, we're going to be done with this in 2-3 court dates. 2.5 years later, I just got the charges dropped, and it was all because Kathy Austin wanted to just drag it out as long as possible.
You told me about some of the, just a quick thing real quick. Yep. I'm gonna end the live soon, but just what type of claims was she's making? Because you did nothing wrong.
She was making even her motion to dismiss, and I'll post it on my channel, and I'll give you a copy as well.
Great, yeah.
Her objection to the
go check out his channel. He's gonna post a follow-up video.
Her objection to our motion to dismiss, she basically goes in and says that the police station needs to be held to a higher standard of privacy than anywhere else in the public, which is absolutely ridiculous. That makes absolutely no sense. She starts quoting all these ideas that, she was basically putting her ideas into the motion, her objection, than anything else of relevance. She, like I said, she goes on the record as saying that there's victims that are brought in the front and the back, and they need to be, brought in securely. Well, that's not a problem with the public. That's not a problem with Northeast Auditor. That's not a problem with Long Island Auditor. That's a problem with your facility then. Yeah. If that's the case, and you need
build
to
a tent, build a
wall, do something. But you know what? That you can't start taking away our rights where your fears begin. Exactly. And that's what she was trying to play off as the main basis for it. And what's even more shocking and more egregious, there's to an extent I don't even blame Kathy, because she's working hand in hand with these clowns. The corruption starts from the top and it works its way down.
Chief Spagnola.
And I blame him.
Mayor Neil O'Leary.
And more importantly, I blame Judge Schwartz. He had the motion to dismiss in front of him.
He had the power to do the right thing.
We laid out all of our positions. My attorney went so far as to bring up Google Earth images that showed the same exact thing I was filming, because, like I said, their whole idea was security. They were very concerned about the footage. Well, then they better go ask Google, because the same stuff I had on my camera was the same stuff you can bring up right now by going to Google Maps. So he dropped the ball. We knew it was going to be messed up from go when we sat down with him, because he's a lackey judge. We had the strong feeling that he was just going to get his ruling from somewhere else, and that's our assumption of what happened. We think he walked out of the chamber, conversed with another judge, and decided to go that route.
Yeah, he's definitely accountable. But I would just like to say, Catherine Catherine Austin, supervising state attorney here. Her info is going to be in the chat. She could have easily filed the
100%.
motion. She could have easily just, what is it called, a nollie, right?
She could have dismissed it.
She could have dismissed the charges herself.
We gave her every opportunity to, and
she refused.
She didn't only refuse, she also dragged it on as long as possible. There would be court dates. We would come in and we'd ask for discovery. We wanted the surveillance cameras.
Oh, tell that story.
We wanted surveillance cameras to see what they're trying to play off that they had.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well,
they reported. I was reading your thing. They reported that they destroyed. They restored recordings.
So
Waterbury PD destroyed footage.
The first thing my attorney did was send over a notice, put them on notice to preserve all evidence, no matter what. A year in, we asked Kathy for evidence and asked her for this footage, and she played the hide the ball game. I don't know what you're talking about. What do you want? Didn't we already give it to you?
Next court date.
And we did that over and over.
How many times?
I was on the docket 28 times.
28 times this man had to come.
28 times.
28 times. 28 times.
So we so go to find out, when we finally got the footage, it was of about 50 seconds of the actual handcuffing and the arrest. They had no evidence, no video footage of anything prior, which my attorneys pointed out at court. You thought my actions were so suspicious, you didn't even save the footage that you thought was suspicious?
Yeah.
Doesn't make much sense.
Yeah. All right, guys, listen. His story, it blows my mind, and I can't wait. His video is live now, so you can go watch his video, Northeast Auditor. Go watch his video. My video, you can watch me protesting. You can watch me going to filing my motions and all that. You know, I'm out here holding them accountable. You guys know me. I'm going to be out here paying for hotels every night, you know, doing what I need to do. But like I said, we're outside of the state's attorney's office here in Waterbury. The person you would like to redress your concerns with would be Catherine Austin, supervising state attorney here in Waterbury. Her information is going to be in the description after I end this live, and her information is in the chat right now. Impact Auditor's posting it right now. Like I said, she has an opportunity. She wanted to be a tyrant and be corrupt with this man, but now what the world is watching her. I'm going to keep reaching out to the local media, Channel 3. You know, they don't want to cover it. They don't want to cover it. They're just as corrupt. They don't want to cover it. But this is why I love this platform, because I can come directly and make my plea directly to we the people of the United States. And I know there's a lot of you that are watching from Norway and Canada and United Kingdom. I appreciate all you guys too. You know, I appreciate all the love and support you guys send me. You know, and it's just egregious. This city of Waterbury is fully corrupt, and we can't let it stand, guys. We cannot let it stand. If you don't like what you're hearing, read the only course that you have, redress with Catherine Austin. Give her office a call. Her boss's name is Maureen Platt, I believe. The state's attorney for Waterbury. Like I said, and what was the other state's attorney? The one that finally did the right thing?
Davenport.
Davenport.
Yep. Give him the praise he deserves.
Yeah.
Because he's the only person in this building.
In this building right in front of us right now. We're live right in front of the Connecticut Superior Court in Waterbury. Right in front of here, live. Catherine Austin is in this building right now. And like I said, guys, we have to hold them accountable. We got to hold them accountable. Davenport, if you're watching this, thank you for honoring your oath. Thank you for doing the right thing by my friend here. I appreciate that. It came a little late, but you know, better late than never. Better late than never. He's got his justice now, and he's going to move on and hold them accountable at this point. And I need my justice now. I need my property returned to me now. If you want to address these concerns, there, I see it right there. Impact Auditor is doing a great job posting all the relevant information. If you feel you need to redress this with your government, you need to contact Catherine Austin. She's the supervising state attorney here in Waterbury. Make sure that you know that you're watching her. We are watching you, Catherine. We are watching the actions that you're taking. When nobody was watching you with Northeast Auditor, but guess what? We're watching you now, and we're gonna hold you accountable. I appreciate all you guys for watching this live with me. All 130 of you guys. We've been keeping out a steady 130. I appreciate you guys. I know these aren't the most entertaining videos in the world, but they're important. They're very, very important, because we need to hold them accountable and we need to do the right thing. God bless you guys. Stay safe out there. Always stand up for your rights. Appreciate you. I'm going to be putting all the information in the description of this video. If you feel the need, you know, redress it with her. Appreciate Northeast Auditor coming out.
Thanks for having me. And sucks it happened to you, but I'm glad I'm not alone.
Yeah.
So.
We're in it together, guys. We're in it together. Go check out his channel. He's going to be posting some new audits soon. They're not going to scare him out of the business and out of standing up for our rights. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.